Hey guys, Bannerlord War Sales is epic. I just wanted to do a really quick review. I've got to a point now in this game where I feel like I'm pretty powerful, and there's as you can see, I'm part of this kingdom, the Vlandians, but I have the most influence and the most members, and I just noticed this. Like I was just playing, and I just noticed that I was very powerful. So I was like, oh, okay, um, I guess I can stop playing now. I'm not going to, but I've reached a point where I'm like, okay, I've proved myself in this game, and I just wanted to show you quickly how you could do that, how you can get started. Let's have a look at my character real quick. As you can see, I've got a very high roguery skill and a very high trade skill, and also like charm and scouting and stuff like that. And the reason I have such a high roguery skill is because when I started playing, I would just go for allies, which I don't have any at the moment because I've sort of outgrown them. But the alleyways in the game are a really great way to quickly get money because the alleyways are like free money. You don't have to put anything down. You just have to fight a few guys, and then you get that money, and then you pay for it with a crime rating. So when I joined the Vlandians, I immediately had a very low influence. I had negative influence, and it kept going down, 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 down. And that's because when you have allies, you have a crime rating that increases as time goes by, and that will decrease your influence. So I had to get rid of some of my allies to regrow my influence. Another thing I want to show is that I've got lots of kids here. So I've got 3 kids of my own, and then my brother also has 3 kids, and then my younger brother has 1 kid, and his wife is currently pregnant, I believe. And this is something I wanted to focus on in this playthrough. I wanted to get a wife as soon as possible, which is why my charm is quite high. And I wanted my brother and everybody to have as many kids so that because I haven't experienced that part of the game. Usually, when I play this game, I finish the game before my children even grow up. So now, if I start a kingdom, I will immediately have many followers. Well, as soon as they grow up. Oh yes, my fleet. I can't access my fleet while I'm on land, but I suppose I can just walk back to my ship here, and I can show you that, because that is the main part of war sales. Um, you first finish a little tutorial. So before I get attacked by this guy, let's have a look at my ships. You finish the tutorial, you get a free ship. I immediately sold that ship to invest in workshops. Um, but these are the recent ships that I bought because I've got so much money. I had like a million dinars, and the first port that you stop at doesn't have very good ships, and you can't upgrade. But then when you start looking at the Empire or the Nordic settlements, you can see some really incredible stuff, and this completely makes the DLC worth it. Just these really epic ships and the epic sea battles, but that's not what this video is about. This is just about the general campaign. See, this guy's coming to attack me. I'll just reload the save. Yeah, I'm playing on Bannerlord difficulty, but I do reload the saves because, time is valuable, and I'm not going to spend hours replaying the early stages of the game. What else can I say? Um, this income goes up to about 10,000, and when I was working on my third child, which is extremely difficult to do because after 2 children, your wife basically has a 2% chance of having a child if she's 18, and then every 10 years or every 5 years that goes by, that reduces by a sixth. So by the time she's 28, there's about a 1.2% chance that she'll have a child. So I had to sit and I had to wait at my castle here. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about, my castle. to get that third child, I waited like probably about a year of in-game time. But while I was doing that, I had like 10 grand income here, and this kept going up because I had many parties here who were part of armies, and that earns you influence. And then I had many caravans and convoys, and then I had alleys and I had workshops. And I was literally, oh, it's going back to my guy. I literally just sat in this castle and this went up all the way to a million. And while I was doing that, I was also managing these villages. So this is the only fief that I have in the game. But I'm making sure that it's 100% prosperous and it has enough food and that kind of thing. So if I go to my fiefs here, you can see the food is actually going down and the prosperity is going down, but the loyalty and the security are staying the same because these are the important stats. If this loyalty goes too far down, then I lose the castle, right? And that this was a big dance of like managing the what's happening now? And managing the this lady wants to have a battle with me. Uh, Good lord. Let me just bribe her quick. Okay. It's because I just want to talk right now. So, yeah, so managing that fief was a lot of careful planning because as the prosperity goes up, the food stocks go down. And then if you have a garrison at your castle, the food stocks will go down a lot. And you also have to think about the hearths of your villages. So as the hearths ratchet up to certain values, you'll start getting more food per village. So currently it's 18 per village. It was 15 before, and I was losing a lot of food. So I had to make sure I was doing the irrigation daily, the daily project to get these hearths growing, because I thought that you would just get the castle and then you just build, 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 build. But that's actually a bad idea because while you're building, your food stocks will be going down, the prosperity will be going up, which means that you won't be able to deal with the growing population. So you have to be very careful. And I've got my wife governing here. So I just sat in this castle with my wife while she was governing, and then every time a little issue came up with one of these villages, I would send one of my companions to deal with that issue so that I don't have to deal with it myself. Because this is like a meta RPG. Like in most RPGs, you go to a town, you get a mission, you go do that mission, you come back. In this game, you go to a town, you talk to everybody who's in that town by accessing a quick menu, and then if they've got a mission, you don't have to do the mission, you send your companion to do the mission. And what's more, the issues in these towns are linked to the prosperity of the castle. So if you have issues in these towns, the prosperity of the castle, or the loyalty, or the security, or some property will be affected. So until you deal with that issue, your property is going to be affected, and that'll affect your income, or it'll affect your garrison, or something like that. What's more is there's some settings here that you might not notice. If you go to parties and then you click on garrison, you have to have a garrison at the castle. You can click auto recruitment, or change the wage, like if you're having financial difficulties. And this is really important because if you have auto recruitment on, then this garrison is just going to grow and grow and grow, and the food stocks are just going to go down and down and down. So these are like little things that you have to think about in order to maximize your income and win the game. But I think it's kind of amazing that I only have this one property, yet I'm the most influential Vlandian in the kingdom at the moment. And that's just through workshops and caravans and managing the fief so that it's always profitable. Yeah, I have finished this game before. I don't even know if I'm going to keep playing this one until the end, but I have like had my own kingdom, and I'm actually now in a perfect position to start my own kingdom. But I'm probably going to stop playing so obsessively because I've been playing pretty obsessively for the past 3 days. But I really love this island here, and I love how I have a castle on the end of this peninsula here because it puts me in a very good position to start my own kingdom. So what my plan is, and I think this is great because it's going to really take advantage of this DLC, is I'm going to when I'm at war with the Nords, I'm going to take over this town. I'm going to claim it as my own, and then I'm going to start my own kingdom. So I'm going to have this island, and then this peninsula, and then I can start working on capturing some Vlandian towns. Oh yeah, another thing. This town here, Ostican, or whatever. This is my father-in-law, so this is my wife's dad, and his relationship is at 100% with me, but he lives in this city here, and then his daughter and I live in this castle here with my brother and the whole family. And I just think that's pretty cool, and that'll also come in handy when I decide to make my own kingdom, because I can just go talk to this guy and say, hey, why don't you defect to my kingdom, and then I'll just be able to claim the city pretty much straight away. Anyway, that's my, in inverted commas, review for the game. I'm really just talking about my playthrough, but I think I needed to get this out the way because otherwise I'm just going to be thinking about telling someone about this and not playing. So there you go. Let's just take one more look at the people that I have working for me here. So I have a navigator. Okay, he usually runs a convoy, which is like a ship caravan. I think he was arrested recently. This guy usually runs an alleyway. This usually is, and so these are like rogue companions. They're companions that are like criminals. And then this guy usually runs a party. This guy usually runs a party. Currently, I have these guys on the bench because I've got my family following me. I've got my two brothers following me on the battlefield. This guy usually runs a caravan. This guy is new, so I haven't really got anything for him. And this is my right-hand man who I used for medicine in the early game. But now I'm actually training him in scouting. So I've got him scouting, and I'm working on medicine so that my character can be a good doctor instead. So when I was struggling, I used my companion skills, but now that I'm not struggling, now I'm training him so that when I later in the game, when I have more parties, I can just make this guy a noble, and then I'll have one more fighter. Because the most important skills for your parties are, I think, scouting and leadership and things like tactics. There's a lot of skills that are necessary for parties. And then for caravans, the most important things are scouting and trading. So scouting is always important because it determines how fast they are, how likely they are to get attacked, how they can spot enemies. So that's why I'm training this guy in scouting, so that I can have very good caravan companions and very good parties. But yeah, I'm having a hell of a lot of fun with this game. I think it's definitely worth the money. It's probably the best DLC I've ever played in my life. And part of the best game that I've ever played in my life. So there you go. Thank you for watching, guys, and please pick up this game and have fun with it if you are so inclined. Thank you for watching. Cheers.